And that way we can kind of get started. And I love this because we can see each other. It's kind of fun. And so I have my trusty notes here that I jotted down. And so I wanted to, first of all, just kind of start by asking you guys, tell me something, because it's a Monday and lots of people are complaining that today's like a legit Monday, like bad Monday. So I want to know, what is something that you are really loving about your Stellan Dot business right now? Could be something small, something big, just one thing that you're loving about your business.
I wore my necklace that I got from my kit today, and I wear that like every single day, and I love that necklace, and so I'm really excited about that.
The product.
It's like ridiculously weird, but I was like,
what
necklace
is it?
It's the one I wore, the Natalie. Is it Natalie? The one I wore.
Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie.
Yeah, the Natalie.
I'm learning the names.
Good. Okay, who else? Something that you love about your business. Someone just hopped on. Is that Carly?
That's me.
Yay.
Carly. I'm driving, so I probably am not going to say much.
It's fine. Well, you can say much, but we're talking about one thing just to celebrate the fact that it's a Monday, but one thing that you're loving about your Stellan Dot business right now, if you want to share.
It's pushing me to talk to more people. And I'm talking to people that I haven't talked to in years, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. I like it. Anyone else?
Forced me to get on Facebook and connect with people and learn Facebook. I was such an idiot on Saturday night. I put that I'd obviously been trying to fill out my profile, and instead I created an event and said I got married today, which I didn't, obviously. It was hilarious. You see the comments, they're like, what?
You
it's
totally
like,
did that.
2.5 years ago, but not really today. And they're like, how many beers have you had?
I love it. That's amazing.
And then what's even funnier is the next day I'm like, oh, I could have deleted that straight away, and I had no idea. So never mind. You live and learn.
Yeah.
But
you work it out.
Lots of people that I've connected with that I haven't spoken with for years, and it's just fun. And I've got so many compliments on my little necklace that I got, my engravable. So it's good. I'm enjoying it.
I got my tax return or my tax statement from this past year, so that was fun because I haven't been working, just raising the 2 kiddos, so I haven't been generating income for a while. So it was kind of fun to get something in the mail, like actually contributed to the household financially this past year.
Like, yay me! I did something. I know, I like it too.
That's cool.
And you have a ton of business write-offs. I was just Googling. We should ask our resident CPA down at the bottom of my screen. Sarah is a CPA, so if you have any questions, we should ask her.
That is good to know.
Probably doesn't want to answer our questions, but you get to have a lot of tax write-offs, which is nice. So don't forget that. Maybe I should have Sarah do a little
Well, I did just I had my biggest show was a charity show, so that's a good write-off there.
Well, you can write off your cell phone. You can write off all your mileage from all your trunk shows, the airfare to your trip to Michigan.
I have done that.
All kinds of stuff. So, okay.
Awesome.
Sarah, loving anything about your Stellan Dot business so far? Did you get your samples in?
Well, I just got them today. That's what I was going to say.
And?
Yeah, I love them.
It's so fun. It's like fun to open every little box.
Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't remember half of what I ordered. So.
I know. Okay. So last week our challenge was to reach out to a bunch of people. So who did you find yourself kind of going to? Like, just name off kind of off the top of your head. Like, who were you reaching out to?
Hi. That's Corey.
Hi, Corey. Okay, so what kind of people were you reaching out to? I started reaching out to everyone, all my former hostesses from last year, and I reached out to you know what I did? I went through my high school friends, like in your groups on Facebook. I went through my high school friends. It was fun.
I did too, but mine was like a lot more recently.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that.
No,
Sorry.
my daughter just walked into the room and she's like, "Are you talking to a bunch of teenagers?"
Yes.
So there you go, lady.
I love her. Okay, so who else did you reach out to?
What?
Who else did you reach out to? High school friends?
High school friends, college friends, my college roommate, all my sorority sisters. Well, not all of them because there's a ton of them, but a lot of like my littles and stuff like that.
Okay.
Who else? My neighbors.
Ashley. I was saying hi to Ashley. Your neighbors, yes?
Yeah. Oh, and my real estate clients and like people from my other jobs too, which is great.
Anyone else? Who are you reaching out to? You know, previous college friends, family? Anyone reach out to family?
I did. Yeah, I hadn't been booking for the last couple of months. It's been a little bit busy with traveling and holidays and stuff. And so I reached out to previous hostesses and my sister-in-law. And then I actually had one person who just saw me wearing some jewelry at church and has seen some of the stuff I've posted on Facebook. And so she just said, "Hey, I want to do one of those parties and have some wine with friends." So I was like,
yeah, that didn't happen to me often.
perfect. It doesn't happen to me very often either. So
Not as much.
yeah.
Carly, what about you?
I reached out to a lot of old coworkers, like from previous jobs that I haven't seen in a while. So I was just like, hey, how's it going? What are you doing with your life? This is what I'm doing.
I like it. I like it.
So it was kind of fun.
Ashley?
I've been reaching out actually to other people that have home businesses. So I have a Lula Row girl. I reached out to her. I reached out to my Rodan and Fields girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so far I've been getting really great responses. I went back out to my mom because my mom does like the jewelry, and she goes, "Well, I just booked your birthday party trip, so I'm not buying jewelry." I was like, all right. But the other thing I've been doing is I've been putting little looks in the grocery bags when I'm delivering for Instacart.
Ooh, I like it. Sneaky. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. Okay, so as you've obviously been reaching out this week, tell me I know when I started selling out, one of my biggest fears with reaching out to people was, what are they going to say? And like, what's their objection going to be, and how am I going to handle that objection? So I wanted to kind of give you guys, like, what are you hearing from people? I wanted you to kind of throw out, like, this is what people are saying to me, and then me kind of give you, and I hope this is going to be helpful. I'll kind of role play and tell you what I would say if I were trying to book a trunk show with that person. So any idea? Sorry that I keep moving, but I'm sitting on my bed tonight and it's like driving me nuts. Okay. What are you hearing from people when you're booking that you feel like, I don't know what to say when they say this?
I don't know anyone.
Okay. I don't know anyone. Anyone else heard that before? Ashley said I don't know anyone. I don't have enough friends.
I do actually, and then they said, well, I don't have any friends here. I said, all my friends are all over. I'm like, hey, well, would you do an online show? Would they do that?
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely do an online show. I would probably offer that as like a last resort. But what I would say is, girl, you are crazy. I know you think you don't know everybody, but here's the deal. Most people, when you think of how many people you know, you think of who you talk to on a daily basis. And who you talk to on a daily basis may only be 3 to 4 people. I'll be honest with you. Today I talked to my mom. I talked to my husband. I talked to the DirecTV guy on the phone and the lady at Costco. That was it. I've not talked to anybody else on the phone. Oh, wait. Well, I mean, I texted with people. I didn't talk to anybody. Like, that's it. So if I went based on who I talked to today, there would be 4 people that I talked to. So what I would say to that person, Ashley, is, girl, I know you think that you don't know anybody, but what if I helped you come up with a list of 20 people that you know that are here in Houston that would possibly come to a trunk show? Then would you do it? And so I always do this. I always tell them, like, What if? Oh, Kelly Wenzel. Hi, Kelly Wenzel.
Hi.
Are you popping in our chat?
I did. I was actually getting my Zoom set up, and I thought, I'm just going to come over and say hi for 2 minutes. I'm not
Oh my
gonna
gosh. Introduce yourself.
Hi, ladies. How is everybody? Hey, welcome. It's so nice to see everyone's faces. The little profile pictures on Facebook aren't sufficient for me, so I enjoy Zoom for that reason.
Except we put our best pictures on Facebook.
Absolutely.
This would never be my profile picture.
Always.
I hear you. No makeup. This is how you get to see me. I get the Brooke Todd beautiful profile picture. So what are y'all chatting about?
We are chatting about our common objections, and our challenge last week was to reach out to tons of people. And so I wanted to follow up with everybody and say, what are you hearing? And kind of let me give you some words to say. So the first one was, I have no friends. So we talked about that one. What's the next objection that you guys hear? And maybe Kelly can tell you what she would say to this one.
My friends don't have enough money.
It's a good one. So the first one I would say that when people say I don't have enough friends, then what I usually would do is go back and say, if I could help you build a list, like if we could brainstorm together. Is that what you said, Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I learned from the best.
And then when people say, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, or my friends don't have enough money, I always say, did you know that half the line's under $50? And they'll say, well, yeah, but it's, and then I'll say, like, if it's teachers, I'll be like, when's your payday? Or, and then a lot of times too, here I'm throwing out an objection. I just hate to make my friends come over and buy stuff for me so I get free stuff, right? You'll hear that one. And I'm like, I'm not afraid to do that. But I think at the end of the day, some things you can do is say like, okay, well then let's raffle away the hostess rewards, right? Or, if your friends don't have enough money, let's invite them, let them come check it out, half the line's under 50. And then what else is, that means we're just going to invite more friends, right? So if the average order is $100 and you invite 7 friends for around $700, but maybe your friends are only going to spend 50 or 29, then that just means we should probably have 15 or 20 people there. So it's all about the way you position that hostess coaching and booking the show and during the hostess coaching process leading up to the show. Does that help a little bit?
Yes.
I see the head nods.
Who loves Kelly Wenzel?
Okay, so I'm gonna jump off in 1 second, but I wanted to see everyone's faces and say hello. So, dying question. Anything anybody wants to ask? Like, what's one thing that's on your mind? Something that you with this business you're like, is what do I do? Or I love the objection. So even if it's another objection, I've been doing it a long time, a really long time. So I might be able to help.
I just have a hard time finding people to host. Okay. I mean, just thinking of who to ask. Like,
sure.
So especially if I'm not super close to them. It feels weird.
You feel like the crazy jewelry person standing in Times Square, right? With the Rolexes hanging out of your jacket. So I will say, funny enough, I have a 5-year-old, just putting her to bed tonight. And she, is like half hand on her, like holding her, and then on my phone. And so I was like, I really need to get some March trunk shows. Like I need to get my March booked. And I'm like, I kind of feel like I've put effort in, but I haven't. So I literally went to Facebook and I pulled up my friends, like, how you can on the drop down on your phone. And I just started going through all the people and I'm like, oh, I haven't reached out to that person, or, oh, that person doesn't live here. They might be a good virtual hostess. And so it's silly things of like taking your phone and going through your contacts. I know it sounds really crazy, but then there's that person that pops up and you're like, gosh, I haven't talked to her in forever. Or taking your, I love the holiday cards, if you've recently married or had a baby and you have that list of things that you've sent out, like that's how you build that list, right? And being strategic around the different buckets that you have, right? So you have a friend bucket here, you have a acquaintance bucket here, and another bucket here, and being smart about that and saying like, okay, like let's build a list within each of these buckets, right, of my life, and then let's reach out. So what do you say to somebody that's kind of far removed, but kind of not? number one thing is you don't say, do you want to book a trunk show in the first message, right? Like that's not what you're going to say. You gotta have to warm them up a little bit. And it may be the, hey, you plant the seed this week and you say, Kelly, like, oh my gosh, I love Facebook. I love seeing all 785 of your beautiful children that you have. Love you, Kelly. And I, just wanted to say hi. I hope things are well. Give me your 30-second commercial. Like, what's happening? And you kind of plant that seed, right? So then they respond. They don't respond. They do respond. Then you maybe exchanged a couple messages. And then maybe next week you've earned the right to reach out and say, you know what? So funny. I never even really thought about it, but I always apologize. Like, I feel like if you always in this business, it sounds really crazy, but if you put the blame on yourself and say like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't offer you the opportunity to have a trunk show when we met at so-and-so's trunk show, or I really think you'd be a great stylist. I'm so sorry I never brought it up. I think those things, when you put the blame on you, like, and not really blame, you're just kind of, it's your style, right? So I think it would just be like, hey, call me crazy. Like, I think you would love Stella and Dot. Like, that's my new thing and I love it. No pressure. I always feel like when you always start with the no pressure, then people don't feel like it's, a supplement or a wrap or a, skincare line that's being shoved down their face on their Facebook feed. I had a client today, I work for LinkedIn. I had a client today say, oh, Miriam is one of my accounts for LinkedIn. So needless to say, he was like, so do you understand the direct sales model? And I'm like, and I'm like, but we're the ones that feed up everyone's news feed. I'm like, that's not something to be prideful of, buddy, but okay. So, but anyway, so I think the point is that like, you have to earn the right to ask. And I think that's not just with an acquaintance, but with anybody that you're reaching out to. And so it's planting that seed. It's making conversational. It's building that rapport that maybe you haven't had in a while, and just reaching out with that intent, and then going in for the kill a little bit later after you feel like you kind of vetted that, if someone's an acquaintance.
Cool.
Helpful?
Totally.
Okay. Anything else? I'm going to jump off and try to go figure out my Zoom thing too. This is high tech for me. I can use every, WebEx there is in the world to go to meeting, but this is technical. This is sassy. Anything else you guys have?
I love it. Thank you, Kelly Wenzel.
You're so welcome.
I'm happy to see your face.
I am too. I miss you too, friend. You guys have fun, okay? Nice to see everybody and hopefully meet you in person at Hoopla.
Yeah, we're talking about that tonight on the call too.
You go make it happen. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Have a great week, okay? Bye.
I'm so glad she hopped on. If you guys don't know, Kelly is an executive for LinkedIn. So she works full-time corporate career alongside her. She's a star director with Stella and Dot. And Kim was asking me earlier, it's kind of off topic, the progression of our line. So it's you guys, and then, Katie, you would be under Ashley, and then me. And then above me is Sarah Chauvin, and Sarah lives here in Katy. We live in the same neighborhood, and I signed up under Sarah. But we actually have the same title. We're both associate directors, Sarah and I. And then above Sarah is Kelly that just hopped on. And Kelly's in Dallas, like Frisco. She's moving to another home. And so she's like Frisco area. And then above Kelly is Allie Santano. The Allie is here in Houston in Spring Branch area. So sometimes we get together with Allie's team, and so some of you might be on that diamond team page. So we're all gemstones. I know that's kind of like confusing, but we're all gemstones. And so Allie is the diamond, and then under Allie is Kelly, who's amethyst, and then we fall under amethyst. So just to keep that straight. But that's Kelly, and she is so good. She's been doing this for 7 years, and alongside a full-time job, and she's one of the top earners in the company, so it's really kind of cool to have her here. And she's always willing to do coaching calls with you guys, and she's super, super helpful. So, okay, so any other objections? It seems like we kind of talked about the big ones. Is there anything else?
I don't have an objection. I'm new to the area, so I don't actually know that many people. How do I go out and meet people locally?
Okay, so I think one great way is finding new circles of influence for you. Like, I think it's a great idea for you to say, okay, can I join a book club? Can I join, is there a gym nearby that I'm meeting people there? Is there some kind of co-op that I can get a part of? Is there a place to volunteer? Something like that where you're naturally going to build friends. But obviously that's like a lifestyle thing. So you have to think, can that fit my schedule? Do I have time for that? That type of thing. There's a girl named Sally Neff, and I'll try and find the coaching call for you, Ashley. And she talked about when she moved her business, she's moved 4 different times, and she is also a star director. She talked about how she rebuilt her business in 4 different cities. And one of her deals was she made a goal. She, told her husband or her boyfriend at the time, whoever it was, that she was going to have coffee with one new person every week. And she didn't know where she was going to meet that person or how it was going to happen. But she literally picked her husband has a job where they move a lot. So she's done this. I need to find that coaching call, and I'll send that to you because she has so many great ways, probably better than I do. But my second quick answer would be find a local vendor show to do one. I know that Chrissy on our team is doing a vendor show at Katie Taylor High School. Come springtime, there's going to be a ton of vendor shows. Team up with a realtor. Samantha can help you with that. So teaming up, with someone else is also a great idea. But vendor shows are a great place to meet people. You're not going to get a lot of sales typically from a vendor show. So they're not really like a selling tool. It's all about meeting people. Like your profit there is people. And you do a giveaway to get people to enter the giveaway, and it's whether or not you follow up with them. They're totally hit or miss, but there's a couple of them that are wonderful out here and a couple of them that aren't. Katie's nodding her head. She's familiar with that. So it just kind of depends. And you never know until you try. Okay. So, but I'll send you that coaching call from Sally. Okay, anything else? Any other objections before we move on? Okay, so you've done your coaching call. So the question is now what? So you hopefully have booked a trunk show, or if you're hosting your own, I know a couple of you are hosting your own trunk show coming up. If some of your friends are interested in, booking their show, what do you do? And so I'm going to show you on my screen my process of hostess coaching and what I do. Okay. So I'm going to do my screen share real quick. Are y'all okay with this? Do y'all want to see what I do? And I can share it on the team page. Okay. So here is so as soon as my hostess, you guys know how to enter a trunk show in the lounge. If you don't, let me know and I'll show you how to do that, but you should. Samantha, are you still there? Yeah. Okay, you dropped off my screen. There you are. Okay. My screen got smaller because I'm over here. Okay, so this is the first email that I send, and I can post this to the team page under the files section. I'll do this for you guys. And it basically just says, hey, Libby, thanks so much for hosting a spring trunk show. I'm super excited. Everyone to see the new, oops, I should have changed this. It should not say holiday collection right there. It should say spring. You can see that I just copy and paste it over and over again. And it says, I showed up your trunk show online. Here's the link. So I copy that link. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. Perfect. Copy that link and from the trunk show system on the lounge. Send it to friends and family and said, let's get to save the date. Now listen, you do not have to do this. If you do not choose to send an email like this, then your hostess needs to go in and add one by one all of their email addresses. I choose to do this for my hostess. So what all my hostess needs to do, it says right here, okay, let's get the save the date sent out now to your guest. We'll all know how busy the holidays can get. I obviously need to take that out. I'm going to put it at the bottom of this email, so please copy and paste. I need to fix that too. And send it to everyone you know. Be sure to carbon copy me. Tell them don't blind copy because then you won't be able to see everybody else. But you want them to CC you. So I can use the email addresses for your actual invites that I send out later this week. At a trunk show, always more the merrier. Tell them you want to have 10 to 15 guests, so we want to invite 3 to 4 times that. And so this is what they're going to do. They are going to highlight this. So it says here, copy and paste this email below. It always tells them, trunk show will be blah, 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 blah. I tell them, here's their rewards wish list. There's a link to that. And I also will put on there, if they're local, I will put on there that I'm going to send them a hostess packet. And I'll show you in a second what's in the hostess packet. I will post this email to our Facebook page. Then down below, it says copy and paste this email. So all they do is they highlight this, right? They hit copy, and they put it in a new email. They carbon copy me in on it. They send one email. Then I do the rest. Okay? So it tells them, hi, friends, mark your calendars. I'm hosting a Stellan.trunk show. And I do import the image right here. Okay?
Okay.
Then when I receive that from them, I go and I highlight everyone they have sent it to, like just like in the, CC section. So I would go drop down menu. This would ideally have a long list of people. I would highlight it and then go paste it in the Stylist Lounge under the trunk show. Got it?
Okay.
Yep.
All that does is prevent my hostess from having to do that. She sends one email versus having to copy and paste all of her email addresses back and forth.
Oh, that's genius.
Okay, get it? That's what I do. Typically a hostess is not going to go in there and go, okay, let me click on my email. Let me find that email address. Let me copy it. Let me go back to your, it's just too confusing for them. I find it's easier for them to send one email. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, I have a question though.
That's so helpful.
Like,
Any water?
so my stepdaughter who's 16 is having a show with all her friends, their volleyball team and their moms. They're not so much into emails, they are to texting.
Okay.
How do you recommend that?
I have a hostess that wanted to do the same thing. She wanted to do all texting. And I told them, it's totally up to you. I will write the text for you and I'll send it to you and then you can copy and paste that text. This girl wanted to do that as well because you'll see under her trunk show, she wanted to actually, listen, she sent out 55 text messages. So, and she screenshotted me and showed me. So I believed her. So, I mean, if you want to, it's fine. And I can share again, I can put that under the file section of our Facebook page. I'll share with you the text message that I send them, which is like, hey friend, just wanted you to know that I'm doing a trunk show. I'd love for you to swing by. I can share that as well. I mean, it makes sense with younger girls, totally makes sense. But almost everybody has it. And if somebody says, my friends don't do email, I would say, do your friends shop online? Because if they shop online, they have to have an email address.
Right, exactly.
So
Right.
They have an email. Let's try and find them. Well, my friends only do Facebook. Facebook events are terrible, like as far as invitations. So if you want to do that, Facebook your friends and ask them for their email address. They'll check it, I promise. So
okay, that's a good idea.
So that's how I do that. Now, any other questions? Again, I will post that email. I'll post this Let's Get Your Party Started email in the lounge. And obviously I changed it. Obviously I don't reread it very well. Okay, now I'm going to show you the hostess packet that I put together for the hostesses. And I actually am stealing my friend Jody's pictures because she is so great at this and she just recently updated her pictures. So I'm going to show you the pictures that she does for the hostess pack. I do the same hostess pack that she does, but you're going to see her handwriting, which is fine. As soon as this comes up, and I had saved it earlier.
Hey, quick question, Callie, while you're looking for that. You know how you send out or you post the pictures on the team website and you have customized it with like orange writing over it or whatever for the Who Won the Broncos thing? What app or what do you use for that?
Word Swag. It's a free app.
Unless you have Android.
Do what?
I said unless you have an Android.
Yeah, unless you have an Android. Sorry about that.
One more month.
There you go. So this is the hostess pack, and I'll post these pictures of two in the lounge. This is the hostess pack that I put together, and I give this to my hostesses if I want to get this to them within 4 or 5 days of them booking the trunk show because I want them to be excited about booking, right? So here we have, this is all of this stuff we get for free in the Stellan.lounge with business supplies. So I put a large lookbook, normally one for them, and then I put about 5 or 6 mini lookbooks for them to hand out. I make sure that they have my sticker on them. And I put a little note for her to tell her to give these away. I always put a stylist opportunity brochure. These are our polishing cloths. We also get them for free with business supply credit. As soon as you sell $500 in a month, you start to earn business supply credit. So you will get these little doodads for free, and it's just a fun little thing for you to give to the hostess. I put a little note here that says, looking forward to getting. There's another picture of it in a second. Behind this note is the hostess brochure that tells them how much they can earn. And then this is their actual invitation, and I'm going to show you how I print that. So this is what the note says. Hey, Crystal, looking forward to getting lots of fun pieces for free at your show. Let's maximize your guest list. To do it, the yellow hostess guide has a great brainstorming list on the back, and inside is the chart on how much you can earn for free. I also include the stylist opportunity brochure for you. We can talk about that more if you're interested. XO Jody. Okay, and then she actually prints the invitation. I do this too on the back of our stationery. So this is the stationery front. See that? And we get this for free in the business supply lounge. And that's the back. How she does that is she takes a screenshot on her computer. She screenshots it and then loads it in she rotates it and scales it at 70%, 5x7, feeds it through the printer. And I normally print about 5 or 6 of them. That way she can have those to hand out to people. You can send them to CVS and print them for 10 cents a piece, but I don't always have time to get to CVS. So it just kind of depends. You can print a 4x6 image at CVS of this exact same thing. So there you go. That's the hostess packet. So I get that to my hostess, hopefully within 4 to 5 days. I want them excited. I want them to have these on hand to give out to people. Okay? Question. Yes,
how far in advance do you do that? Like I have somebody who's booked a show out in March the 12th. So when do you, what's the sort of time frame so that
I would get them the hostess pack as soon as possible.
Okay.
As soon as they book, I would get them the hostess pack. There's no reason for them not to start making their wish list.
Okay.
Then the question is, how often do you want to stay in touch with them? What I would say is staying in touch with your hostess is like dating someone. You don't want them to think that you've forgotten about them, but you don't want to be annoying either, right? You don't want to appear desperate. So I would say when you have something new to share, like a cute Valentine's Day image, or you have you got the new trunk show exclusives, like when February starts or March comes, like at the end of February, they're going to announce the March trunk show exclusives. I would send her a picture of the March trunk show exclusives.
Okay.
If you see a cute image of a necklace that you think would be super cute, just that kind of thing. Maybe once a week, touch base with her until then.
Okay.
I mean, if it's closer, then you're obviously going to be talking to her more often.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I would definitely talk with them 1 week before, send them a text message, and then 2 days before. And I always, again, I send them a text message of like, okay, I'm so excited about your trunk show. I'm going to shoot you a text message in about 10 minutes, and I'm going to you can copy and paste it. And I don't put any other words in it. I write it as if I'm her. Like, hey, girl, can't wait to see you at my trunk show tomorrow. The wine is chilling. It's going to be so much fun. XO Libby. And I sign it from Libby, and then I put a couple images, like the trunk show invitation or whatever. And then I send that to her separately so that it's so easy for her to hold down her finger and use the little button to share it to people. So I always do that like a day or two before the trunk show.
Okay.
Okay, so I book it. I send the save the date email, which I'll put in our Facebook page. And then I do the hostess packet, and I can put those pictures in there too. Okay?
Thank
Is that helpful, you guys?
Very.
To know like what to do.
Totally.
I just feel like if you're going to run a business, like you need to treat it like a business. And you don't want your hostesses floundering around being like, what am I supposed to do? And stressed about it. I would tell them, don't stress about food. Don't stress about having tons to eat there. People are coming to see the jewelry, and they're coming to hang out with you. So buy a couple bottles of the $2 chuck at a Trader Joe's and get you, some dips and chips and set it on the table, and let's see if we go. Or call Instacart and have them deliver. There you go. Okay. Now, any other questions about any of that before I move on to our last and final topic? Because it's been 38 minutes. So I was going to move on less, but I don't want to skip over questions.
Do you usually offer like an incentive to have them get outside orders before the?
I did. I did before. And what I did was I picked a pair of like $24 studs, or maybe like the hoops that are 32 or 34 that we can get for half off. And I would put in 5 order forms and a little sticky note and say, fun hostess challenge, collect 5 paper orders before your trunk show. I'm going to gift you a pair of these earrings in your choice of silver or gold. My hostesses typically haven't done that. But I think if you have a hostess that has a lot of out-of-town family, well, my friends are going to come, my family's out of town, and maybe we, encourage her to get some, listen, if you can get some orders on that trunk show before you're ever even there, you've already made money before you've even shown up. So, I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt. And we get those business supplies, those order forms. We don't really use them at trunk shows anyways. So stick those in the hostess packet and write a little challenge on there. So, anytime we shop half off, girls, sometimes it's a good idea. Sometimes I'll buy like the sparkle studs. They're $19. So we end up paying, $8, $9, $9. Is that right? $10 for them. I'll grab a couple of pair, maybe not a lot, because Stella and Dot will flag if you buy too many, but I'll buy maybe 2 or 3 and keep them for hostesses that I want to get an incentive to. So, yeah. So definitely, I mean, it's worth a try. I think there's some hostesses that are all gung-ho about free jewelry. So,
and I've done in the past too, if I have somebody who wants just an outside order, but they don't have, like, they're not a part of a show, then I usually bump it onto an open show just to help.
Oh yeah.
We're allowed to do that, right?
Totally. I might even have a mystery hostess show open right now.
Yeah. I do that.
I might be the mystery hostess. I mean, they're all like Valentine's Day orders. And I was like, hey, I don't want to waste them on a non-trunk show. So
yeah,
there you go. Like men shopping. Perfect. Okay. Anyone else? Good questions. If you need to know how to set up a mystery hostess trunk show, ask on our team Facebook page and I'll put the directions up there. A mystery hostess is where there's no dedicated hostess.
Sorry, just one last thing. For opening the trunk show and putting it online, how far in advance and how long after can you keep your show open for orders?
As soon as you put that trunk show in the system, it's live, so the orders can be placed. The trunk show, Stella and Dot keeps every trunk show open for 3 weeks. They don't shut it down any sooner. It's just an automatic thing. So it's 3 weeks from the date of the show. Just between you and me, I don't always tell my guests or my hostess that. I typically tell them that it's open for a week or a week and a half, because if people shop then, they're probably not going to shop.
So if I opened it now and it's not for another 2 weeks, so really technically it's open for 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yikes, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I would, for my own, because I like to see my calendar, I always book them as soon as I book them.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Like I do before, like if there's the $dollars or something and I want to host my own show, then I will book my show for later, like a month or 2 after. And so then I take all the $dollars purchases and I put them on my trunk show. That, I mean, it's live like 2 months before I actually have my trunk show. So like if $dollars were December, right? The earning period was like November, and then you could redeem them in December.
Yeah.
I had my own show and I had it, my show started when the $dollars redeemed. So late December, but I booked my show in October. So I got all the orders then, and then I got all the orders that were.
And then people you can just put their order in when they order from you. Like you can just put it under your show.
Yep.
Okay.
I did the same thing. I had a show in December, but I actually put it in my calendar in October. And any orders that I got just like randomly, like random somebody. I mean, if somebody wants to order in, obviously someone's trunk show, it's their friends and their family, then they do that. But my brother wants to order for his wife. I'm putting that in my own trunk show, which is not till December, but it's actually October. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. Now you have 6 months to use the rewards from the date of the first order was placed. But let's be honest, we have a new collection coming out every 3 months. No stylist ever waits 6 months to use their credits. So don't worry about that. So, by the way, did y'all see the sneak peek of summer that I put on the team page? Oh, it's so good. Summer's so good. Okay. Last and final thing, I want to talk about hoopla, and I'm so glad I'm talking about this. Who called in? Is this Carly again? Yeah.
My phone lost service.
No, you're fired. Just kidding. Okay, I want to talk about hoopla. You guys, Katie has not been, but she's the most tenured stylist on our team. But Kim asked today, will you talk a little bit about hoopla and what it is? And I have to say that I love me some girl time. I really do, but I'm not typically like, oh, let's have a slumber party, girl. But hoopla is so different. It's our annual conference, but we get to see the fall line come down the runway, which is really, really fun. It's a super fun time like I said, to see all the girls up in Dallas. So we'll have team meetings. We're in Orlando this year. So we switched. We were in Vegas last year and Orlando this year. So Sarah and I typically go a day early, and we'll kind of let you guys know when we're going to book our rooms. We have lots of meetings, so it's obviously a business write-off. And in Orlando, we're in this huge Marriott World, center. It's huge. We really never leave the hotel. Last year or the year before last, we did go the last night. We went to have dinner in downtown Disney. We stayed one night later, and it's all kind of up to you. But so you can have 4 people to a room if you really want to cut down on the cost of your hotel room, or you can have 2 people in a room because you want your own bed. That's what Sarah and I did because we wanted our own beds. And I would rather fork over another $75 a night to have my own bed. But some girls were like, no, we want to have 2 people to a bed, and our hotel room is only, $60, $75 a night. Perfect. Totally up to you. But what it is 3 days of training and executive level training. We get our tech team comes and talk to us. So we have the head of our tech department come and tell us what's coming with the website and what issues we had. We get a state of the business. So we'll find out how much profit Stella & made, what pieces sold the most, which pieces sold the most at the highest profit. Jessica Heron always does a keynote. I'm assuming this year is going to be huge because she will have just come out with her book, which was actually on like Forbes top 10 business books to read in 2016. Like, it's like a legit book. I mean, she's getting all kinds of press about it. So hoopla is going to be really interesting because it'll be right after her book comes out. And so she speaks. Mike Lohner is our chairman. His keynote is always like leaves us all in tears. He has 3 or 4 daughters, and he is always very inspiring. He talks about like what he doesn't necessarily talk about Stella & Dot, but he talks about like your mission and what's your passion and things like that. We have a dance party, and it's kind of like prom. I'm not even kidding you. We have a dance party one night. It's all girls. And so some people do bring their husbands. There's more probably husbands. Well, there are a lot of husbands in Vegas, but there's a lot of families that come in Orlando because they head to Disney after. But we do have a prom one night. Our team, what we're doing, and I don't even know if Kelly's announced this yet, but your leaders are renting out a suite one night, and we're having because we like to go like casual. You saw Kelly. We go casual. Some teams like go out to dinner. We're like, no, we're doing pizza and wine in our pajamas in the hotel. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. It was one of our favorite nights last year. We did team awards. So Kelly awards her top in sales, top in sponsoring. But all these people you've been seeing on Facebook, you actually get to meet in person. And what else do we get? You get tons. So I think it's, what is it, $199 to sign up, or is it $200? But you get $49, I think. Okay, so you get $50 in free product credit when the new line comes out if you register before February 12th. But when you get there, we always get probably 3 or 4 pieces from the new collection. So you get your registration money back in swag. You get free swag. Last year we got like $50 off a pair of Teaks. We got a Maybook last year. They partnered with Maybooks and they gave everybody a Maybook and a new pen. So you get like a big swag bag when you get there. Lots of team dinners, lots of times with me and Sarah. And there every day there's like 2 general sessions. And then there's some breakout sessions that you can go to depending on if you want to promote to star, or you want to grow your team, or you want to work on booking more. You'll hear from Danielle. I mean, it is so fun. It's not like I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a cheesy conference. It really is. Well, first of all, it's Stella and Dot. And I just had to say this, like my clothing gear, like Sarah and I have started, she texted me yesterday, I think I'm buying this for Hoopla. I'm like, oh gosh, is it that time? Like, I mean, they are like, girls like to get dressed up. Like I wear fake lashes and I'd never wore fake lashes before just because it's fun. Why not? Like, where else are you going to do it? And nobody looks at you like you're weird. And so it's a good excuse to get dressed up. Stella and Dot girls like style. Obviously we're in the fashion industry. So it's fun. It's fun to get dressed up, but then our team is very low key on that as well. So I don't know if that helps answer your question, Kim, but it's a huge mix of training, and it may or may not involve a lot of alcohol. And then it is some team meetings, dinners, and a lot of fun.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. I really can. And listen, for those of us that have kids, it's 3 nights of putting no kids to bed. And it's girl time. Like I was like so excited to get on an airplane without children. It's amazing. So if you can come, if you can make it work. Ashley and I were texting the other day. She's like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to register. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way to do it. And I did. You know what I said? I said, I'm going to book 2 trunk shows. I'm going to set aside 2 trunk shows, the commissions from 2 trunk shows between now and Hoopla. This is what I did last year. And I said, that money I'm setting aside, that's going to be my money for Hoopla. And that way I don't take any money out of our bank account for me to go. And it was all paid for by Stella and Dot, and it was paid for way in advance of when I was actually going. So I would 100% say that you could do that for sure. So any other questions? Anyone? Okay. I hope this was helpful. I got some stuff to post. Sarah, I'm going to put your thing in the mail, and I'm going to post your what you won. Yes, the wrap. That's what I'm going to post. And I'm going to post a challenge. I'm working on what exactly I want to post, but I'm going to post it on the team page probably tomorrow or Wednesday. Got it? So stay tuned. Okay, ladies. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Kelly.